Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another East vs. West 17 pre-event interview. I am your host, Ryan Turner, and I have the privilege of sitting down with one of our elite athletes, Valen Lowe. Before we get into things, a couple orders of housekeeping. If you haven't yet, the link for the pay-per-view is in the description. Make sure you grab it. We have an unbelievable card on Saturday, headlined by John Brzenk versus Yoshi Kanai. You don't want to miss it. Check it out. Link in the description. Also, if you like, share, and leave a comment, you could win a signed strap from Valen himself. So make sure you engage with us, help grow the community, and you can find yourself with a brand new strap. So without further ado, let's get into things because we have a lot to talk about. So Valen,
Yes.
welcome to Texas. How's everything been so far?
Everything has been fantastic. I'm
Awesome.
adjusting to the flight times and
Yeah.
timings over versus I think it's 1 day ahead.
Okay.
24 hours before.
Yeah.
So trying to adjust to the sleep timings.
Okay.
Fully by Saturday game day.
Yep.
All adjusted.
Is this your first time here?
Correct, Hunter.
Oh, hear that, Hunter? he's confident. Let's start here. Let's get right into things. What's the final score going to be on Saturday?
I honestly believe, right? It'll
Yeah.
be 3-0 either way.
Either way,
It'll be
okay.
3-0.
Really?
But everyone that goes into East versus West
Yeah,
will never go thinking they will lose, right?
of course. I would hope
But
not.
realistically speaking, I think it will be 3-0 going either way.
So the first round is going to tell the tale. Really? Okay. And do you consider yourself to be the underdog in this match, or how do you look at it? Honestly, I've heard both ways. You guys don't really have any history.
Underdog.
Yeah.
Actually, what I would think is the major underdog.
Major underdog. Major underdog. Okay.
Have you seen the comments on Facebook and Reddit?
Listen, trust me. Oh,
Hey, take a
I'm a
look.
moderator on the server. I see a lot, and it really depends who you ask. For everyone watching, why don't you go through your history? What are some of your accomplishments in arm wrestling?
Man, I started arm wrestling when I was first competition at 16.
Okay.
16 years old, and then I competed the Asian Championships. So I won the Asian Championships,
Yep.
the Arnold Classic in Australia.
Yeah.
So I won that and got second and third a few times.
That's awesome.
And I think second place in the China International. That's where Mindaugas was. So I was
Yeah.
second to Mindaugas.
Yep.
And then multiple times national champion in Singapore as well. And Japan. And yeah,
Yep.
so mostly around the Southeast Asia, South
right.
Pacific region.
Yep. Because you're from Singapore.
Yeah, correct.
Yep. Awesome. So even with that resume, still the underdog. You think highly of Hunter. Okay. I'm sure you watched all his matches against Doug. Everyone.
Yeah.
What did you think of that? That really turned some heads against Doug.
I think he's super strong guy, very
Yeah.
fast.
Yep.
Has that, he likes to get particularly inside like that, right? So, very confident.
Yeah.
And sometimes, I don't know, man, overconfident.
Really? You talking about Hunter or yourself?
I mean, like he suddenly took a left-hand match, right? If he's going against Love, why people
Lie.
take a left-hand match?
For people who didn't know, he took that live on an interview with Engen. They called up Mindaugas and set a match. I don't think that's ever been done before, but yeah.
But I think his rising
Yeah.
in the United States, number one, doubted as the greatest in like probably 75, 80 kilos.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's see on Saturday.
Okay. And speaking of weights, how's your weight? You're doing good. Did you walk around this weight or did you have to cut?
Actually, I had to bulk.
Really? Okay. What's your walk around weight?
Because initially I was like months back, I thought I was gonna compete 70 kilos.
Yeah.
154.
Okay.
And then I called up like, hey, you wanna face Hunter? Okay, I'm like, sure. Then we agreed to the weight and set 77, and I had to like bulk up 5-6 kilos, man.
That's amazing because you look enormous. You're also a personal trainer, right? So it makes sense. You're in great shape. But hey, that's a better way to go into a match, in my opinion, bulking rather than cutting. Because we've all had to do some nasty water cuts. Not fun.
Yeah. I think also the thing is the amount of muscle that you can put on with your frame, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not particularly a very big guy.
Yeah.
More suited for like the 154 if I want to stay.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so the past 4-5 months preparation have been trying to put on muscle mass as well.
Yep.
And of course the specific training, which I got to correlate to the numbers. So if let's say I'm going up the weight, the numbers got to go up.
Yeah.
If the numbers don't go up, then this is all
Right.
mass, even it's all muscle.
Exactly. Right. It's not going to do much for you on the table. What do you feel like are your advantages over Hunter? So you feel like you're the underdog. what's your win condition here? Where do you think you have the edge? If you win, how do you do so?
I think it would be, number one is a mystery.
Yeah,
I don't know how strong is Hunter.
sure.
Hunter don't know how strong I am.
Yeah.
So that's one of the advantages.
Okay.
And then number two would be I'm more experienced than Hunter because I've been doing this like 15 years. Right?
Right.
And Hunter probably like, 6, 7 years?
Yeah, I think that's what he said. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think experience will play a big part. But the thing is, where is the strength level at? 'Cause
Right.
there's only so far experience can bring you, right?
Yep.
It has to be rather close in terms of strength levels.
Yeah.
To be able to bring out the technical aspect,
Right.
the experience, and all other aspects of arm wrestling.
Right.
Yeah, so the main determining factor would be strength. Others would be like experience.
Yep. Yeah, people love to call this, mini martial art, which fair. They like to say speed is your greatest weapon, but I think at the end of the day, it's a strength sport. If someone is just stronger than you, there's not much you can do, especially when you're both, at this level. You have fundamentals covered as far as technique. So really comes down to strength. Speaking of strength building, one of the things I find most interesting about this sport is all the different cultures, all the different countries train differently, right? Some countries heavy on the table time, some countries light on the table time. Tell me about how you train specifically, and is that something broadly in Singapore? Are you mostly on the table, weights? Talk to me about how you train.
I think the past like 5 years has involved around pulley system training,
Police, yeah.
like on the arm wrestling table with a pulley system.
Okay.
And then on the table, I try to get it at least once a week.
Yeah.
So it depends on work schedules with the others as
Yeah.
well. So Singapore is a small country.
Right.
Can get around the whole city within an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it really depends on the work schedule. So
Right.
mostly pulley systems.
Okay.
And of course, there'll be some sort of general strength and conditioning about 2 to 3 times a week.
Okay. Like squat, bench, deadlift.
No squatting.
Okay.
No deadlifting.
That's right. We don't need that extra weight in the legs. You heard it. Just wear pants.
Of course, that's if you you want to compete at East versus West.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so a lot of specific training on the pulley system and arm wrestling
Yeah.
system tables. Yeah.
Okay. I think I saw you using bands too in a video, one of your training videos.
Only towards the end of
Oh, really? That's interesting.
towards peaking towards the competition.
Why?
Suddenly. Because I don't want to go super heavy.
Yeah.
Like once you have 10 days out.
Okay.
Super heavy. Don't need to go. It's more of neuromuscular activation.
Right. Well, what's interesting, because you could just do less weight with the pulley,
Yeah,
but you choose
correct.
bands.
Yeah.
So is it something about the
I think there's
Dynamic.
constant tension.
Yeah.
And when you pull it, it increases, right?
Yep.
So it mimics a little bit, and there's like elasticity in it.
right.
The pulley system don't really
Right. It's static, whereas the band is ascending tension.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
so more for the movement itself and just trying to visualize the match.
Okay. What about Hunter worries you the most? What do you think his greatest strengths are?
I think it would be like that starting press.
Yeah.
That starting press would be like fast.
Yep.
So if he gets me and he goes like first 1-0
Yeah.
and then it goes 2-0, like he'll be like cable.
Yeah.
But if let's just say I can bring him, over here,
Yep.
and he will have some. If he has some trouble over here, then it will be a
Yeah.
So it really depends on the first hook.
You think you're gonna be able to crack his wrist?
No, I think I won't be able to crack his wrist.
Okay.
But so I'll be pulling him not in a full top row position,
But
because that's what Doug did. Right?
yeah.
And he got destroyed.
Smart man. He's been watching the tape.
He's going like this.
Yeah.
Doug is going like this. But against Coach Ray, that worked.
Yep.
But against Hunter, is like his supination is so strong as well.
Yeah. Good.
And of course, we have to see who's the referee.
Hey, everything matters. Speaking of, we're actually doing things a little differently. I'm sure you know this, but for those watching might not. Straight to the ref script.
Yes.
Straight to the ref script. What do you think about that? Does that help you? Hurt you? Doesn't matter.
I mean, at East versus West, if like the ref scripts a little bit, you can move a little bit.
Now the refs are going to be straight. You should have never said that, Valen. Now they're going to be on you like a hawk.
Because I mostly grew up with like wild rules, right?
Which is as strict as it gets.
So
yeah.
that's like his rule,
Right.
refereeing.
Yep.
But if you do like Buttwood kind of refereeing,
Yeah.
for Wild West,
Oh yeah.
not so used to it.
A little bit different. It's not. I don't think we're that wild back in the wild days, crazy times. But
Wild West.
yeah, the wild west. Although we are in Texas, so who knows? Could get crazy out there. How about a strap? Do you feel like a strap is going to help you, hurt you? Do you want to be there?
I would say I prefer to pull in the straps.
Yeah.
But looking at how Hunter pulls,
Yeah.
a lot of holding on pressure. This is like going in, holding on, right?
Yeah.
So he also will be comfortable with the strap. He will be comfortable without the strap.
Right.
I will be comfortable in the strap as well.
Okay.
Without the strap, because it's holding on to me. I need to see how much arm power I have.
Yeah.
To be able to actually move it from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I can't wait for this match. I want to help people get to know you a little better.
Yes, please.
Right. So I want them to, when you walk up there, I don't want them to just see an arm wrestler from Singapore. I want them to see Valen. Right. Hey, I know that guy. So take us a little bit into your history. How did you first find arm wrestling, and how'd you fall in love with it?
Man, I was like 12, 13 years old.
Yeah.
And then I was arm wrestling on the school tables.
Okay.
Everyone going against older guys,
Sure.
boys in the school. And then I knew like there must be like a higher level, right? Professional. So I went to search online, and then I saw like John Brissink.
Yep.
And at that point of time, I think it was like Noffz Sport.
Yeah. Oh, the Northeast Sports. Wow, that's old school. Okay. Yeah.
And people were like posting there.
Yeah.
And then I think at the point of time, 2008, 2009, Devon won John Brissink, one of the, I think, arm wars.
Yeah.
And then from that, like, hey, I'm going to train.
Yep.
Try to train.
Sure.
To compete in arm wrestling.
Yeah.
So it was like unofficial 14, 15-year-old training in the gym.
Sure.
And then I go for my first competition at 16 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you have a club you were training with?
No, man, I was like, training alone in the gym, and there was like not much table time.
Yeah.
The only table time I had was like with other boys in the school.
Not trained arm wrestlers, just
trained arm wrestlers, starting at all.
Wow. Okay.
Singapore.
So you really got self-taught early days, and then I assume you linked up with a club at some point. You train with a club now.
No, so I formed like an entire like arm wrestling scene.
Wow.
In Singapore, and from there I started growing, and media started catching on.
That's awesome.
And I think the past 4 or 5 years out with the upcoming of many like East versus West, many organizations and competitions, and rising internet sensations as well. Helped grow the sport.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So now there's many clubs in Singapore. And I think over 400 or 500 people arm wrestling in Singapore in a small population.
And you really got the ball rolling there. That's awesome. Yeah. Okay, so from humble beginnings, training by yourself with just kids at your school, to being here at the greatest arm wrestling event on earth. That is quite the story. What does it take to get to this elite level? What set you apart? With all these hundreds of people from Singapore, why are you the guy? What's the secret?
I think the first thing we do, right, the mindset is to revolve your lifestyle around arm wrestling.
Yeah.
So every lifestyle choice that you choose has to put arm wrestling as a straight up priority.
Sure.
So imagine like I'm 31.
Yep.
I can have kids.
Yeah.
But I'm choosing not to have. Like it's not like a financial reason.
Yeah.
It's more like a arm wrestling reason.
You're so focused on your craft and arm wrestling.
Right now at the moment, I feel like maybe it might not be the time for me.
Yeah.
So I just got into East versus West. I'm like,
this is you're a busy dude.
Yeah, and you don't have much time, right? Just at some point. I mean, you could arm wrestle until you're 50.
Yeah. And we got a lot of 50-plus-year-olds who are at the high level.
Yeah.
No, I get it. You are on the come up. You are focused. You are dialed in.
Yeah, it's like it's now or never.
Yeah.
I can't wait till I'm 40.
Hey.
And it'll be even later.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's one thing. You got to revolve your life around arm wrestling. And even like the job that you choose. You can't be like a JP Morgan banker working 16 hours and then you're training arm wrestling.
Yeah, no time to recover. No time. Yeah.
Yeah. You have all the money in the world, but you lose in arm wrestling.
Yeah. And so your work as a trainer, you're in a gym around weights, you get to kind of.
Yeah. And because I'm a freelance trainer.
Oh, so you can make your schedule. Yeah.
So I make my schedule. If I don't want to train some clients, I tell them, hey, I got to do this, that.
Oh, you are set up for success. Okay.
All this is the past 10 years kind of lead up.
Yeah.
To, I would say, where you want to be in the future as well.
Okay. Well, you're here. So talk to me about the mental side of this. Are you nervous? Are you excited? Is it a mix? You're here at the biggest stage. You've been training for this your whole life, it sounds like. What goes on inside the mind of Valen as we lead up to the event?
I think regardless, every competition, whether it's big or small, there will be some sort of nervousness in me. But going this, I feel fresh, healthy. So confident actually.
Confident
I even had some dreams. I want Hunter.
You-
And I was leading up-
Hunter,
had some
you've already
dreams.
lost in his dreams, man. I mean, it's over.
I had some dreams.
Wow.
And there's some proxy because I arm wrestled like guys from Australia, and this
Yeah.
is like Jamie Barrett from Australia.
Yep.
He arm wrestled guys in the East versus West qualifier. I think it was last year.
Right.
So I think it will be interesting.
Good. Good. You sound ready. I'm super excited. I think you're going to make a big splash in East versus West. Win or lose, I hope it's a great match.
I hope so.
Thank you so much for your time. I want to let you have the floor to end it. Do you have a message for Hunter?
Hunter, just be careful.
Be careful. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks.
Once again, everybody, a link to the pay-per-view is in the description. Do not miss it. You'll get to see a stacked card, including, of course, Valen versus Hunter. So I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share, and comment, and you could win a signed strap from Valen. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you Saturday. Take care.